good, mate? Yep, Jimmy.
I mean, obviously not the result you want to make, but what did you take away from it?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's a disappointed room, to come, derby match and at home and not come away with something which, I felt we deserved something from the game. It wasn't a flawless performance, obviously, because there was probably a couple patches. There was one patch in the first half. I felt, it was a bit of an arm wrestle. Second half, I think we got involved in the emotion of the derby rather than just kept playing our football, and then detracted us from what we were doing really well. And then, character-wise, there's still a lot of positives because 2-0, it's very easy to give up as well and throw the towel in. And I think we threw everything at them and more. And they held on and were just trying to hold on and obviously playing on counter-attack as well. But overall, it's disappointing not to get something from the game.
There was obviously, you said there was passages, particularly in that first half.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you make of the imports in particular? They caused some troubles out wide, and Daniel was very good. But
Yeah.
do you think that clinical finishing that was missing will come?
Yeah, I felt that we got ourselves into a lot of good positions. Some of the runs we were making, we weren't in the right position. We were in that situation to play the final pass and to attack certain areas, and as well as sometimes just trying to force it rather than just break them down, and then be in a position when we break them down to also make sure we don't get caught on transition as well. So they're things we've got to work on. Like I said, I thought, like I said, there was a lot of good passages of play over the course of the whole game, but not enough end product.
Yeah, defensively they caused you a little bit of trouble. You looked a little bit brittle when they got in behind.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a bit the flow of the game as well, because in the end, we were pushing numbers. Even early on, we were quite aggressive with how we structure ourselves, and that means there's going to be certain spaces available, and you've got to get better with dealing with those spaces as well. And then you've also got to get better at how you work with the ball, so you're not giving it up and then getting caught on transitions as well. But that's part of our process that we're working on. And there was some really good defending as well on the halfway line, and so there's not all situations were costly. And if you look at the goals, in the end of the day, the goals aren't from those situations either. The goals from a turnover in the centre of the midfield, from a pass and from a set piece. So even though that's what the idea was, obviously in terms of how to play against us, get balls in behind and play long, it's not really what actually cost us the game in the end.
What's the situation with Hoffman?
Look, he felt he's a ductor. He wanted to continue. We're not at a stage, to make him stay on the field if he's not 100%. You're playing in a derby match, and he made a call as well, which completely, I think it just shows you the character of the person as well, not to try stay out there when he's not 100%. And Riley Wallen came in, and I thought he was excellent.
Will Lucas Moroz be likely to be available next week?
He's
Frustrating situation?
It's extremely frustrating because, from a communication point, what we received wasn't ideal, and Lucas just got out of quarantine yesterday, which means, like everyone who comes out of quarantine, after 2 weeks in quarantine, you're not really ready to move as at the intensity that's required to play this football right now. So, he'll take a little bit of time, and hopefully sooner than later we'll have him, in a position to play for us again.
Was you under the belief that Lucas wouldn't have to do quarantine when he went, or where was the breakdown in communication?
Yeah, there's just been a few situations that we were hopeful to have him back straight after the tournament, and then it didn't eventuate, and we've had to respect that. And Lucas went and did a fantastic thing. He went and represented his country as well, which is a big thing for this region and for the club. But yeah, of course, obviously it means that it wasn't available for us.
Obviously, Wanderers next week. Where do you need to make the most improvement, or where can you make the most improvement?
Look, we'll review the game. I mean, we'll just go through the process of reviewing the game. Obviously right now there's disappointment, but, we'll find a lot of the things that we know we've been working on that were evident out there for long passages, and then we'll keep working on, how to be more effective with the ball, because, at the end of the day, I think in the second half overall, I think it was something like 77% possession at one stage. We've had 19 shots compared to 12. We've had a performance that warrants a result, but we need to get better at not making errors at costly times, and also managing the emotion of a game as well, because that was a 7-minute period where basically the game's been lost.
I felt towards the end of the half-time whistle came just at the wrong time. So you kind of had the
Yeah.
didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was. If you want to go and reflect on the game, I think you know, that 20 minutes it's probably 20 minutes or so of football leading up to half time. You know, we really were in their half. You know, we were playing well. There was a lot of space, and we needed to probably score a goal in that period as well to go in a different state at half time. But we didn't, you know, and that doesn't mean that you can come outside and lose the game within 7 minutes as well.
Like you said, there were plenty of positives to take from the game tonight, especially considering you do have so many new signings this season. How are the team gelling together and working together?
Well, look, I thought it was evident that the team's together. You know, it has been a difficult 24 hours. You know, for some personal reasons with one of the players losing his father as well, and it's been difficult, to be honest. You know, and I think. You know, for me, what do I look for at the end of the day is, you know, were they consistent in the way they were trying to play their football? I think they were, you know, for the whole 90 minutes, irrespective of what was happening in the game. And then also, what's their reaction, you know, when it wasn't going their way? And, you know, going 2-0 down within the space of 7 minutes can really, you know, result in, you know, completely losing your heads and not being together. And I think you saw the complete opposite. And, you know, on another day, it would have been, you know, it would have been fair if we did get back in and get another goal as well, and maybe get a draw out of it, even though we were 2-0 down, and we didn't today. But, you know, the togetherness of the group is fantastic.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, very tough, mate. Yeah.
You want us to